Would you say that monogamy is a result of a patriarchal puritanistic society?
Where are you from again?
From Spain.
Oh.
But I'm doing it for Broll.
Oh, right. No, look, I think it's great to, I think we want to strive for monogamy, and I mean, that's what you do going into a committed relationship. But I think it's unrealistic to believe that you will never, ever, ever be attracted to another human being again. I think it's, I had a lot of trouble with this material because I didn't understand how she could have let this happen. How could she get to a place where she's not even reacting to these affairs her husband's having? How could she not confront him? How could she not plead for something? But how can we judge? How do we know what it is that she's gone through that took her to that place? Just as you think you're about to say it's her fault, it's his fault, it shifts. When we're all responsible, and we all have to confront, that responsibility, and admit to our faults. I do, I think absolutely. And that's why I always say, how can you judge it? Because who knows what happened to her before this film started, before the marriage, before, in her childhood. And it's about creating those backstories and to be able to make that truthful. This woman is obviously desperately afraid. If she can't speak up and face her husband and tell him that he's doing the wrong thing by her, what must have happened to her? How can we tell her she's wrong and evil, So she's learned ways to protect herself, and she's just a survivor, completely stoic and passive and complacent. Let's not disturb what is going on because it's still working. I'm not feeling, but I'm still alive and it's all still happening. She's a mother. She's not, she doesn't have a career, or she doesn't have a huge amount of options. She's just an ordinary, woman that is trying to exist in a happy, in a marriage, not even striving for happiness. But then, almost subconsciously, she creates this crisis to happen as a cry for help, but not with the intention of, I've got to get out of here, with the intention of saving her marriage, I think. Sometimes it's harder to, I'm not a punch in my time card kind of girl. Yeah, I take my work home with me and I obsess on it, but it's a time period, and, and when it finishes, bam, over with. And yeah, I mean, hopefully people, are not going to pigeonhole me as the dark girl, or, because that's not truly who I am. I'm very lighthearted and not someone who takes myself or anything too seriously. But I don't know. The films that I chose to do last year and the year before were confronting and addressing some darker themes. But that's not all of me. It's a side of me, and it's very unusual for me to get recognized. And if I do, people sort of look at me strangely, and then, they can't quite work out how they know me. I do everything that I always did. I go out, I do things on my own. I don't have a huge entourage following me. I think that's when you cause attention. I just go about my ways, and you don't read the gossip mags. You don't pay attention to any of that, and you don't believe the hype. I mean, I just maintain my normal life and keep my old friends, and they'll tell me if I'm taking it all too seriously.